All right, so someone sent us something pretty wild, and we figured we'd dive into it with you.
Yeah, this one's a doozy.
This document someone shared is, well, it reads like a full-blown conspiracy theory.
Definitely falls into that category for sure.
I mean, we're talking secret labs under the White House, population control through vaccines, a plot to kill millions in China.
Yeah, it hits all the classic conspiracy theory tropes.
And the thing is, it's written with such detail, it's almost like you could almost believe it, you know?
Oh, I completely understand that. It's that level of specificity that can really draw people in.
Like, it even names this Russian scientist who
Yeah.
supposedly created the Novichok nerve agent. This is COVID super virus.
Right. It's almost like the more outlandish the claim, the more believable it becomes for some people.
It's wild. So
Yep.
maybe you could walk us through what exactly this document claims.
Sure. So I want to emphasize right off the bat that none of this is verified information, and we should treat it all with a huge grain of salt.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're just trying to unpack the ideas here, not saying any of this is true.
Right. So basically, the document claims that COVID-19 wasn't a natural occurrence. It was engineered in a lab.
And not just any lab, right?
Right. It claims there's a secret lab 50 meters under the White House where they developed the virus.
50 meters under the White House. I mean, come on.
I know it's pretty out there, but that's the kind of stuff we see in these theories.
So who's behind this supposed plot?
The document points the finger at the U.S. and Israel.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yeah, and it claims that their motive was to reduce China's population.
They even give a specific number.
Right. It claims they wanted to eliminate 500 million people.
500 million. It's staggering.
It is, and again, no evidence to back this up.
Okay, so they supposedly engineered the virus,
Yeah.
released it in China, but how does the vaccine fit into all of this?
Well, the document claims that the U.S. and Israel had already developed vaccines for specific countries before they even released the virus.
It's like they had the antidote ready to go.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what they're suggesting. Like it was all part of some master plan.
It's honestly kind of impressive how they weave this whole narrative together.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's part of the appeal of these theories, right? They provide this sense of order in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable.
It's like instead of accepting that bad things just happen randomly, some people prefer to believe there's a puppet master pulling the strings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It gives them a sense of control, even if that control is in the hands of some evil mastermind.
So why do you think people are drawn to these kinds of narratives?
Well, there are a lot of factors at play. Sometimes it's a distrust of authority. People feel like they're being lied to by the government, by the media.
Right, like they think there's some hidden truth that's being kept from them.
Exactly. And then there's the psychological aspect. Conspiracy theories can provide a sense of belonging, like you're part of this select group who knows the real story.
Like you're in the know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the internet. It's created this echo chamber where these ideas can spread unchecked.
Echo chamber. That's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
Yeah, it's like you're surrounded by people who already agree with you, so you're constantly reinforcing each other's beliefs.
And it's not just harmless fun, right? These theories can have real-world consequences.
Oh, absolutely. They can erode trust in institutions, fuel prejudice and discrimination, even lead to violence.
We've seen that happen time and again.
Right, like the Pizzagate conspiracy theory a few years ago.
Yeah, that was a scary one.
People actually believed there was a child sex trafficking ring operating out of a pizza place.
And someone even showed up with a gun trying to liberate the children.
It just shows how dangerous these theories can be.
So how do we know what to believe?
Well, a good rule of thumb is to look at the source.
Where's the information coming from?
Exactly. Is it a reputable news outlet, a scientific journal, or is it some random blog with an agenda?
And what about evidence?
That's key. Are they presenting actual facts, data studies, or is it all just speculation and hearsay?
This document, for example, it relies heavily on anonymous sources.
Right, things like a former KGB agent claims or sources reveal, but no names, no concrete evidence.
It's all very vague.
Exactly,
Oh.
and that's a major red flag.
Another thing I noticed is that it offers these really simplistic explanations for complex events.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to fit the world into a neat little box.
Like everything happens for a reason, and there's always someone in control.
Right. But the reality is much more nuanced and complex.
So what can we do to protect ourselves from falling for these kinds of theories?
I think it starts with being aware of our own biases.
Like that desire for simple explanations.
Exactly. We have to be willing to challenge our own beliefs, to consider alternative perspectives.
And to be critical of the information we consume.
Right. Don't just take things at face value. Do your own research, fact check, verify sources.
It's more work, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. It's about being an informed and engaged citizen.
This has been really eye-opening. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise.
My pleasure.
And for everyone listening, remember to be critical. Think for yourselves, and don't believe everything you read on the internet. Until next time.